Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Where can I get some of that sweet, sweet goods merchandise? I mean, you are right. It is pretty stylish and creatively designed. I'll tell you where you can go get it. You can go to teespring.com. If you look in the link description below, it'll take you to a website where you'll see all the gear that we wear here on the channel. Plus, you'll be, as the kids say, lit while they look at your fit. And that is probably the most disturbing thing I've ever said on this show. Just go buy a shirt.
D23.
Disney, you know, they had so much shit going on. It was like a lot. I thought they're usually, you know, real. You know, they're not gonna put out so much. All right, let's get started theatrically. Marvel obviously is gonna have Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Right.
That's gonna be released in February. Saw new footage for this movie with Jonathan Majors as Kang being the main antagonist.
Right.
But is it the real Kang?
Well, because there's so many Kangs, so I mean,
Not
like
the king. Kang.
Well, there's so many of them, so that's kind of where you have to go with this. Once they deal with one Kang, if they introduce another Kang, it may be a different Kang because of the different timelines. So, where it kind of makes me think, and it was like, how does this tie to Loki? Because it didn't seem like in this Kang that this Kang is even the bad Kang that we're worried about in Loki. This seems to still be another good Kang.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, the way that it kind of were when I was looking at some of the reviews of the people that were at D23 and they were kind of describing it, they were saying that he sends Scott out for another heist.
Yeah, another heist. Yeah.
So it's like, so this doesn't seem like the
quantum realm.
Yeah. So this doesn't seem to be like the bad Kang yet. This seems to still be like at least a semi-good Kang at some point. Or there's a double cross betrayal at the end. But in either case, like, that doesn't seem like what we're getting from Loki. That seems like there's a completely different Kang in Loki. So
there's a Soze out there.
Yeah. So it doesn't even seem like Ant-Man and Quantumanium even ties to Loki.
So this year, we are going to end the year with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Okay, so this one is. So
we're talking about Black Panther.
Now we're into Black Panther.
Okay, so and this seems to tie to X-Men.
Now this one does. Well, obviously you have Namor, but I think this is more than just your just straight up Marvel film or superhero film. I think this one's gonna have so much substance and emotion to it that
they have so much to do in this film.
Yeah, and you know, when you think back on how gloomy Infinity War ended, people just could not freaking wait for Endgame. And you know, you really wanted to see how that was going to turn out.
Right.
Well, I'm going with that, but where reality really hit. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman's not with us anymore, and now you're going to see exactly like how are they going to freaking answer that? How are they going to?
I think they're going to answer it. Well, I think they're going to deal with his death pretty early. I think that's probably going to be the first scene. Or the first act of the movie, because they said they weren't going to really CGI him.
Right.
I mean, they CGI Black Panther, but they're not going to CGI Chadwick Boseman. So I think they're going to send him out on a mission. Not that I've heard any leaks or anything like that, but I feel like whatever he goes out to do, it's going to happen to him and they're going to lose him pretty early. Because it seems from the trailer that the majority of the movie is the aftermath of his death. So it's kind of how they're dealing with it, how their country deals with, how the world sees them when they feel like they're kind of weak because of losing him. So I think it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen early.
Do you think the filmmakers are going to use any kind of unused footage like they did Carrie Fisher?
They could possibly do that. They said they weren't going to CGI, but they didn't say they weren't going to use unused footage.
Exactly. Right. So I mean, it's still a possibility.
So they'll probably use something that they cut out before to kind of set up a mission, and then he'll go out and something unforeseen, which is kind of, they set these heroes up to seem to be undefeatable, and then we're going to say something killed them at the very beginning. So unless that is the big bad of the movie, then how are you really going to explain why that killed them? And then there's still something greater out there, unless it's going to be Atlantis that kills them.
Yeah, so that's going to be released November 11th. Then you got Captain America: New World Order.
You didn't even mention that they also have like Riri Williams in there.
So. Oh, that's right. Yes, you do. But I was going to get into it when I get into Ironheart. But okay. But Captain America: New World Order, May 3rd, 2024.
Seems so far away. These numbers that just seem like I'll be dead by then.
This one's gonna be interesting to me
What,
because
the
I
Armor
think
Wars or
that
the
that one's
Captain
gonna the Captain America
okay.
one because I think that that's where possibly Armor Wars. I don't know about Secret Invasion, but possibly Secret Invasion also to be part of that. So
they made a mention in there where Big Fury in the secret. Oh, I'm skipping ahead a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. But sorry, go
but
ahead.
he makes a mention to Rhodey about like how well do you trust the people around you in regards to this. So that at least ties to that, and then maybe Ironheart ties to Armor Wars, and obviously Black Panther ties. So it's loose connections, but they all seem to be going in their own separate ways.
And then don't leave out anything from Hawkeye too.
Right.
You still have that part as well.
Oh, with Echo.
Yeah, that too. Fantastic Four. No tease on the cast here, but everybody's looking at Jodie Comer as Sue Storm.
They missed it.
possibly
Why
Jason
didn't
Segel.
they get
There's like a bunch
Emily
of different names out
Blunt,
there.
man? This is a perfect opportunity to bring in Emily Blunt. That's what everybody wanted anyway.
Everybody wants the Krasinski and freaking
Yeah.
Emily Blunt. Just
Yeah.
go ahead and let's do it.
You already had him, and it's like, why?
Zac Efron's freaking Johnny Storm. You're in.
Why? He's too old.
No, he's not.
He's too old.
He's
at this
about the
point.
same age as freaking as Evans was.
Evans
Yeah.
looks young.
And then maybe either Ben Grimm. That's a tough one because Michael Chiklis did such a good job.
It's gonna be
but,
mostly CGI. They're not gonna go full.
but what
prosthetic.
actor would be Jamie Bell? I mean, Jamie Bell was like, no, that's not Michael Chiklis. Yes, I don't know.
Well, I don't because they don't need anybody to have that type of physical presence anymore. It was really cool because Michael Chiklis looked like if you put rocks on him, he'd be the thing. And then in Four Stick, and it was like that. I don't even remember the guy who played him, but
Jamie
that
Bell,
yeah, okay. So that character didn't act. Well, if you saw him out, you wouldn't be like, oh, the thing. You'd be like, okay, just guy. CGI, put CGI rocks on him. Oh, he's the thing. So it's like they don't really need that anymore. So and they're not gonna put prosthetics on him, which I would applaud them if they did.
And do how they did in the 2005.
Yeah, let's go back to the Ninja Turtles, baby.
All right. Okay, so you mentioned Thunderbolts.
Yes.
We were talking about She-Hulk earlier, and you're talking Thunderbolts now. This is basically the MCU's answer to the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Obviously.
It totally is. Will they do it as well?
This just goes to show how weak the villains are in the Marvel universe. But anyway, so you got David Harbour returning as the Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell as a U.S. agent,
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier, who
Which
is
is
not
a-
a bad guy anymore. But
Well, I
okay,
mean, neither was Captain Flag.
that's true. Florence Pugh,
To kick out
obviously,
to
Yelena.
so much Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Yelena. So she's back,
Uh-huh.
and then Hannah, John Kamen, and
As
Olga
Ghost?
Kurylenko as Ghost and Taskmaster.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate that character, and I love the Taskmaster. I just hate what they did with the Taskmaster.
But the character design is pretty sweet, And then finally, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is going to come back as her
like with
character.
the five
from,
name lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is her name? Valerina or Val?
Yeah, it's something.
I can't
long.
remember her name.
It's like I don't even know this character from the comics, but a lot of other people do. So.
But she made
But
that.
she's basically Viola Davis.
Yeah, she is. Or Nick Fury even.
In a sense,
She's-
yeah, she's the female Nick Fury. Just
And
give her eye patch.
she's she came out in the post-credit scene for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
too,
Falcon and Winter Soldier too. So yeah, so she's already in there. So they've already planted the seed with her. I'm
And she
curious
was
to see what
in
that's gonna look
Black
like.
Widow.
And she was in Black Widow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. She's the one that
Yeah,
showed.
she's the new Nick Fury of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically, she is. I keep wanting to say Viola Davis, but I can't think of the character's name.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller. She's the Amanda Waller right now. And it's like, hey, I'm working for the government. There's some things that need to go on that I don't need to be on the books, and you guys can do it because you have superpowers and super abilities. But I kind of want to keep it off the books. So this is definitely Suicide Squad MCU version. Will they be able to do it as well? Because the MCU is more tied, even though they keep saying it was like we'll do more mature stuff. They're very tied to keeping it PG-13. The Thunderbolts is supposed to be a TV show, right? Disney Plus show.
Yeah, no, that's a movie. That's gonna be a movie.
Well, I can't see how if
It's
this is
PG-13, obviously. It's gonna be.
it's gonna be a little weak because as far as they pushed it in Captain America and the Winter Soldier with that whole scene with him beating the guy to death with the shield, and it was like people kind of like ooh. It's like can't believe
from Wyatt Russell,
yeah,
you
it's
mean,
like
US agent?
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Okay, I
like
got you.
it was almost too dark for what the audience was used to. So I can't see them going full Suicide Squad, or at least what we expect from Suicide Squad. So I think MCU will lose the battle of Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad.
Well, wait a minute. Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad?
Oh,
it beats the first one. It don't beat the second one.
No, it does. Okay, so but even still, it was like mature themes.
Okay.
Mature themes.
So
Nothing
on,
beats Peacemaker though. Peacemaker's amazing.
Yeah, Peacemaker's the best. So on a television standpoint, you were talking about Riri. So Ironheart.
Okay.
She's gonna be in that. I'm sorry. Ironheart. Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams. She will be Ironheart in this. So that is obviously going to be a tie to the Young Avengers, possibly.
Right.
You have Secret Invasion that has a full trailer in it. I saw it. You got character designs of Nick Fury. Obviously, he's been in space a long time, so he's got a bigger freaking goatee here. He's not wearing the patch as much.
Right.
So, there's some little bit of character development while he's been in space. Who knows what he went through up there.
Do you think that he's been in space the whole time and that the Skrull has always been down there impersonating Nick Fury?
It's a possibility. I mean, either way, you don't know.
Because the Skrulls have been around since the 80s, so
Yes.
it could be that he has been part of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Skrull has been part of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the beginning.
But I don't. You think the Skrull? I mean, the Skrull was one responsible for assembling the Avengers?
Could be.
I don't know. That's interesting. Though.
Could be through Nick Fury's orders and something like that. Hey, let's.
So tying to that is Armor Wars, like you said. Don Cheadle's back.
Maybe that's why. Wait. That's why.
Guest star.
That's why Sam. I mean, sorry. That's why Nick Fury survived the assassination. He was a Skrull.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Things that make you say, Don Cheadle's back. I
I kind of miss Terrence Howard.
was gonna say, like, special appearance by Terrence Howard
I know. I kind of miss Terrence Howard.
in the multiverse of Rhodey.
Yeah. Oh.
Loki, obviously season 2.
Yeah.
Ke Huy Quan, who plays Data from the Goonies and Indiana Jones, is in this. He's all grown up, but he's in season 2, so that's cool.
Oh, okay.
So Tom Hiddleston's back with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned Echo, who is the character from Hawkeye.
Right.
So that one's going to be an upcoming series too. That one also can possibly tie to either Armor Wars or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And I heard behind the scenes when people were talking about D23 that when they showed the trailer on it, you do see Kingpin is alive.
Yes.
But with eye patch on or something like that, before he got shot, and somehow that, and they also teased.
D'Onofrio ain't going nowhere.
And they also teased Daredevil season 2,
And that's
or
what
not season 2, but Born Again.
Yeah, here it is. Daredevil Born Again. Vincent D'Onofrio and Kevin Feige discussed the series. So it is, and Charlie Cox was there too.
Yeah.
So my concern with that is much like how they're going to approach Deadpool.
By the way, I don't want to see Echo. I mean, I feel like Echo is just setting up Punisher and Daredevil. It's basically not even going to be her show anymore. Kind of like
Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Oh God. I hope that I know it was a joke trailer for Halloween, but like, please tell me it's better than what that was.
But you look at the how well Netflix approached that property and how damn good they did on that Daredevil show.
Mm-hmm.
How is Disney going to continue and maintain that? Are they, because
they're gonna use the buzz and the goodwill that Netflix earned off that show, that people are gonna come over to it. And all they gotta do is just kind of just keep the characters going.
But if there's not going to be the violence and as much as Daredevil was violent, there's a lot of elements in that, and even Punisher, that they're
that's
not
the one
really,
I worry about, is the Punisher.
They're not really going to put anything. I mean,
I think they can get away. They can get away with it with Daredevil. I don't think they can get away
That's what I'm afraid of on that.
They can't get away with the Punisher. They can get away with it with Daredevil, because Daredevil doesn't have to kill anybody, and you could just keep D'Onofrio like, hey, I'm just this underworld boss, and things just happen. I have other people do stuff like that, and you just have Daredevil beat them all up. It's fine. So you don't have to be as violent, but now because of Netflix, you've established that Kingpin can be really violent if need be, but now you never have to show it because people have already seen it in Netflix. Punisher,
but they're gonna
have
to.
to.
They're gonna want to see that. I mean, bloody teeth.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, look, we just added the Netflix shows to Disney Plus. Go watch those.
Okay,
go watch those." But you can't do Punisher anymore.
Fair, because if you put those on Hulu, then that would be kind of, because that's what they're doing. All of those Fox movies that are rated R, like Prey, just came out. They put it on Hulu. They didn't put that on Disney Plus. So,
but they did put the Netflix.
But they did put the Netflix on Disney Plus. So maybe they're gonna put the warning, like, hey, this might be a little too much, whatever.
Maybe.
All right, so taking a step away from the comics, Disney also brought out Willow.
Okay, I'm still confused about this.
Dude.
Is this a remake or is it a sequel?
It's a sequel. It's a sequel series.
But it seemed like the same movie.
I mean, it's Willow.
Basically,
it's like Lord of the Rings.
The Force Awakens movie.
It's the same shit.
Force Awakening Willow.
Yeah, so Warwick Davis is back as
Willow Awakens.
No, unfortunately, no Val Kilmer, obviously, so
Yeah,
we're not
of
gonna have
course.
that. But still, it's still gonna be good to see, Warwick Davis back. I would rather see him back as what's his Wicked.
Wicked.
But it's okay. Hey, Willow, I'll take Willow anyway.
I
Willow's
mean,
awesome.
just put some fur on him. Oh.
So coming out of the 20th Century Fox, obviously you're gonna have Avatar coming out this Christmas. Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm like,
This
dude,
Christmas, and I haven't seen a trailer yet.
This has been.
Oh wait,
like,
no, we did see one trailer. That's
the
right.
only thing that I'm happy for, honestly, is Worthington got a job. No, is that Sigourney Weaver
He
is
just talked
actually
about Teller.
Sigourney Weaver is back,
Okay.
but she's a different character. She's actually playing the daughter, and she's motion capped. So that's cool, man. I mean, I'm glad
She's
that they.
playing her own daughter.
She's playing the daughter of
Of them
Worthington and Zoe Saldana.
Okay. Oh, so okay, she's just okay. So it's just a voiceover.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's the motion cap. She's a motion cap. She's everything. But
Okay.
it was cool that they brought her back on that. I mean, think about it. Like, it's Sigourney
Maybe what's
Weaver.
the point though?
Who cares? It's Sigourney Weaver.
What's
That's
the point,
awesome. That,
though?
I don't think that it's gonna do anything to get.
Oh, it's their daughter because she did all the genetic portions of it.
I guess
So
so.
so it looks like her because it's her genes
Sure.
in the. I'm trying to help this movie.
Okay. It's fucking Cameron, dude. Cameron Weaver. All they do is gold together, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna worry about it. But I'm not excited for it, to be honest with you. We'll see how that does. I don't think it's gonna
I mean, they
even
need
freaking
to sell me
approach.
more in the trailer.
Avatar's the highest grossing movie of all time. Endgame is after that. I don't think it reaches Endgame. I don't even think it reaches Titanic.
No,
but
no.
you never know.
Financially, it's going to be a disappointment. This is going to be Tron Legacy. It's going to do okay.
No. Really?
Tron
That's
Legacy didn't lose money. It just didn't do what they wanted it to do. This movie is not going to lose money. It's going to do okay, and they're going to be like,
Dude, he's got like 6 stories. Like, he's gonna do 6 freaking stories.
hey, they also had more Terminator stories.
That's a good point. Mufasa, the Lion King.
Sequel? Prequel?
Yeah.
Why?
But they.
Here came King. What's the point?
Muf-
Is it going to show his battle with Scar? We know how that plays out. He got killed by Scar.
They're gonna show that they were not real brothers.
Oh, God, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, they're gonna show a bunch of other stuff like that.
I don't want to see that.
I don't know.
Wait, didn't we already get these prequels and stuff like that? Oh, no, we got Lion King 1.5.
1.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but this is way before those events. So, okay, how about this one? So
Straight to the video.
Little Mermaid.
Okay, so that's the big one. That's the elephant. in the room.
You got all of this not hype, but all this controversy about Little Mermaid,
Uh-huh.
which I understand. There's like 2 sides. I understand that they're so focused on Ariel, the cartoon, who is Caucasian. They're so focused on that they have this thing against Haley Bailey, and it's wrong because Haley Bailey, I thought her character design was great. I thought that she looks the part as far as
it's fine.
of Ariel.
It's fine.
And, then her
more-
voice is on point. Like
I was more along the lines of that, like, I felt like the movie itself doesn't work well in live action. I think it works better as a cartoon. So when I saw it, I just kind of like,
dude, it's Aquaman.
It is Aquaman. It definitely is
With a girl.
Aquaman. It's definitely Aquaman. I've seen this movie before.
So,
I was like, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, cool, the trailer. I want to see how she looks. I was like, okay, that's what I expected. Black girl with dreads underwater and a fin. But it's what I thought they were going to do. But with me looking at it, I was like, this doesn't work well in live action. This works better as a cartoon.
So you're looking at it from a delivery standpoint, not from what everybody else is seeing.
I think Beauty and Beast worked well as a live action the way they did it. I think Lion King worked well the way they did. Even though I got my things with Lion King.
What about Aladdin? What about Aladdin?
The genie didn't work well, and that was the biggest part of the movie.
It
Was
should
the
have been
genie.
Jim Carrey.
The genie didn't work.
It should have been Jim Carrey.
So the look of the genie, the person being the genie, it just didn't work. In theory, it all worked, but in practice, and when played out, it didn't work.
Gonna work?
Lady and the Tramp didn't work.
No, it did not.
Talking Dogs does not work.
I haven't seen Pinocchio yet, but I
don't know if I want to see Pinocchio, and I think this will fall with Lady and the Tramp and
Dumbo.
and oh God, and Dumbo. Geez.
I don't think so. I think that it's gonna fall along the lines
It's like,
of
I don't
The
think
Lion
it's-
King and Jungle Book.
I don't think this is gonna work. work. It's all got to be underwater. The majority of this film is going to take place underwater.
Not when she gets
so
on
we're just
land.
going to fast forward it right to when she's on land?
No, it's going to play out exactly how the movie was. It's just you're going to have your scenes in
the
water.
movie was underwater.
And then the rest on land.
There's so many cartoon fish and stuff that deal with us. Like, this is not going to work in live action.
I think
and
visually...
it took me to seeing it like, this ain't going to work. Because all I kept thinking about was the songs and the character. One of the great things that I can't believe I'm going to rant about Little Mermaid. But one of the great things that made was the performances.
Right.
And with the whole colors and the fish and everything.
You're going to have
so cartoony that this is not going to work in live action. Look.
You just said it yourself.
It's like,
you just said it yourself.
I want to be like you and like having a little boy walk with a
wait a minute. But
that's a different story.
You just said about, how the comparisons to Aquaman. Aquaman visually was freaking great being underwater.
He didn't have no songs.
It doesn't matter. It's
yes,
still
it does.
Visually,
are they
removing?
removing? Are we Mulan-ing this? We're just gonna remove the songs? Now, if you do that, maybe it could work.
Dude, I'm already pissed off they removed freaking Mushu. All right, I don't want to freaking hear about it. But I think that
you think Sebastian's coming?
Yeah, Sebastian's coming. Flounder's coming. All them, freaking.
One of them gets removed.
We'll see.
One of them gets removed. They got to do Sebastian.
They gonna get
Flounder gets removed. But I'm just saying, it's like because of that, it was like you're gonna have a real Flounder.
It's gonna
come talk to you.
Do you know how much money that movie's gonna make? It's gonna make ridiculously amount of money. It does come out in summer of 2023.
Did you like Lion King?
Sorry.
That's what people are gonna do with this. They're gonna be Lion King made a crap load of money, and the thing take away from it was okay.
Yeah, because it's not freaking James. It ain't. Oh, it was James.
It was. They're gonna walk away and be like, I like a cartoon better.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the cartoon better.
You're making my point, sir. It works better as a cartoon,
and I will give them. It's not gonna freaking be a good movie.
I will give them credit that it will make money. I will give them credit that The Lion King worked well in live action. I just don't think this one will.
Okay,
I don't think it's gonna work well in live action, and we're gonna be talking about. I wish they had made it.
Or Disney.
And then they're gonna be all the races are gonna be out there still complaining about a mythological creature that's a mermaid that lives underwater can't be black.
Yes, but everybody would be okay if Creed was white. Bullshit. Anyway, that's my point.
Right.
That's my whole point.
All right, because we were supposed to talk about like the blowback of this trailer.
Yeah, it's a fictional
I was talking about why this movie don't work.
It's a fictional character. That they're making a big deal out of nothing. Just leave it alone. They already picked the actress. She's freaking fantastic. Just leave it alone. But in hindsight, if they're talking about characters, if Henry Cavill came out and said, I'm Apollo Creed, they would lose their mind. People would lose their mind. Anyway.
Hey, illegitimate kid? I don't hate this idea. Hold on, wait.
Hey, how many illegitimate kids you got?
Man, Apollo was the ladies' man. We
Right.
got around a little bit.
Disney Plus is going to have Hocus Pocus 2, which looks pretty freaking good.
I wasn't a big fan, and I know there's a lot of people who were big fans of Hocus Pocus and the original film. I wasn't a big fan. I think it was too little for when that movie came out, and when I got older, I really didn't care. But
not too little.
I was too little for that. I think I was still watching The Little Mermaid.
You were 15. That's right. You're like 15 or
yeah, I was probably watching
14.
I was probably still watching The Little Mermaid, talking about how much I love the movie and the performances. But anyway, it was like, so when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, who is this movie
Hocus
for?
Pocus 2 doesn't work.
Who is this movie for? And I was like, the people that saw this movie and really enjoyed Hocus Pocus 2, they're old.
Okay.
It's not, you can't take your kids to see this.
Look at them.
They're old. And it's like, who's bringing their kids to see this? And it was like, half your audience is probably dead or COVID took a lot of people that were that age. But I'm just saying, it was that, who did they make this movie for?
I think it's exactly that. It's a nostalgia movie.
Did they get Michael Caine to star in this film too? Because it's gonna make $4 million like that one did.
Disenchanted is part 2 for The Enchanted or Enchanted with Amy Adams.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I knew it was a sequel
November
or something, and I never saw Enchanted, so.
I've never seen it either.
But I know that movie did really, really well.
Yeah, Peter Pan and Wendy is another one.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that announcement.
These two I'm interested in is Inside Out 2.
That's long since should have been out.
Yeah, summer of 2024, and Strange World. That one comes out this year. Have you seen that trailer for that?
Strange World.
It's almost like heavy metal.
Oh, I'm thinking of Cool World with Brad Pitt.
No. It's like it reminds me a lot of like heavy metal type, with all these different weird characters and creatures.
Okay.
and then you throw a little bit of the 1950s type of vibe, like, oh, the Blob, and you have never seen anything so terrifying as the Blob, and or the Thing that we used to see. But
kind of like the Midnight.
Yeah, like the monster show, like the Monster at Night. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
wasn't that the Midnight Suns trailer?
No, this is something completely different.
Oh, okay.
It's the same, but completely different. Anyway, so that one looks pretty interesting. Jake Gyllenhaal, I want to say, is a voice in that one. So we'll see how that one goes. And then let's go to your favorite spot, and this will be our last one. And this is gonna be Lucasfilm.
Okay.
You can call this our rule of two segment of this part. And we're gonna start with Andor, and the possibility of Andor season 2.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Let this be one season. Give me like
No,
5 episodes.
there might be season 2.
Give me
And
5.
why do you ask? Because Andor takes place 5 years before Rogue One.
So we got 5 years to
so
cover.
you can technically have 5 seasons of Andor before the events of Rogue One.
Do something. Do something. Nobody wants. Everybody I've seen talk about this, nobody wants this show. They really don't. This could have been, unfortunately, it could have been a 2-hour. This is how I feel about Obi-Wan. It could have been a 2-hour movie. And it's like they should just do this in like 4 quick episodes. Not even 4 quick, like 3 episodes. Call it a mini series. Tell me the rise of the rebellion. Like I couldn't figure that out. Give me the rise of the rebellion, because they covered all the important things. How did they get the plans to the Death Star? We just watched a movie about that. It's like, hey, what happened when the Empire took over? We watched a movie about. We watched a trilogy about that. It was like we seen it. This little gap that you're covering, pointless. We understand. We understand when the bad guys took over. We understand when the good guys had their first win. I don't need to see every step that happened in between that. I don't care how Mon Mothma got her robe and decided it was like when she met the Bothans before they died, or was she a Bothan? Was she a Bothan?
Oh, I believe she was a Bothan.
Okay, she was. It's like I don't care. I understand. Are we gonna do a where was Leia from? From
Alderaan.
Are we gonna do an Alderaan story too? It was like what they were doing before the planet blew up. Don't care. I really don't. We need to see like where Princess Leia becomes like where she becomes a princess and oh my God, that's really what they're gonna do.
Okay.
They're trying to get to that.
Okay, calm down.
I'm really upset about it. If you didn't see my rant about it.
Okay, calm down. All right. So, would you rather see the events of after the Jedi? Because obviously that's Mandalorian. We'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But would you rather see the events of after Return of the Jedi with Luke, Han, Leia? Would you rather see that?
Yes, I would like to see this stuff happen before Force Awakens.
Okay, so you'd rather see that instead of Andor.
I know what happened. I don't know what happened after Force Awakens. I don't know what happened after the Jedi.
Yeah, Force Awakens. All right.
But there was a 30-year gap in there, sir. There's a lot more time, not 5
30
years.
seasons. All right, so
Yeah, exactly. It's 30 seasons of Andor.
A trailer for season 3 of The Mandalorian. Also, they showed this. This is the A show for me.
Yeah.
For when it comes to series.
This is what sold Disney Plus.
Yes. I think that this show honestly is probably the best thing that they've done, even including Marvel shows.
Right.
I think overall this is the most complete and
they've handled it so well
with substance and they put the nostalgia in right, much like Cobra Kai. You know, they've done it the right way with this show, and it's just going to keep getting better.
Because they have no fixed lore, there's nothing, no stories, no nothing. They get to do whatever they want, and they can bring in any character they want as long as it's within a time frame, and nobody can get upset.
And
as long as the stories make sense and everything's action packed and it's enjoyable, there's nothing. You just go on, which is why I don't like Andor.
Okay, so well, that's what I was gonna say. But can't you say that you can get that from Andor too?
There's no story to tell.
Okay. Speaking of stories,
it's 5 years, and the biggest things have already happened. How the Empire took over, how the Rebellion got their first win and beat the Death Star. Everything else is pointless. And Obi-Wan even took care of the whole fact of what the hell was Obi-Wan doing. So we got everything we need. Do we need to?
How about Vader's side?
You know what we haven't seen? We haven't seen when Luke took his first walks on Tatooine. We haven't seen.
How about Vader's? Give me a spinoff on Vader then.
We could do him hunting. Like it'd have to be that time frame they want to cover in Alderaan, in Andor, not Alderaan, in Andor. It should be about Vader.
Okay.
It should be him and them leading the Empire in taking over the galaxy. I would be more interested than that.
So the Bad Batch season 2 is also coming out. It comes out in January. Actually, it was pushed from September 28th to January 4th. I did not really get into that show. Did you watch that show?
No, I watched one episode. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that show.
Our biggest Star Wars fan on here, he couldn't even get into it, and he loves everything Star Wars, and he couldn't get into it. And I know you guys are out there talking about, oh, I love Bad Batch, and I'm watching everything. I don't care. It's not really that great of a show.
And then Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi is
it's going to be anthology
series. Animated.
Which they already did. Did you watch the other one? You watched the other one where it was like
Visions?
the Visions
No, I
one.
didn't get a chance.
No, it was okay. It had a couple of good ones in there, and there was some that were just kind of like, fast forward. The twins one was really good.
Give me a Star Wars What If, bro.
That's basically what Visions
I
was.
think that would be awesome.
That Visions was Star Wars What If.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. All right, and then I'm just gonna throw these out there after the all the Star Wars stuff. You got the Muppets Mayhem. National Treasure.
The Muppets is such an institution, even though I don't think that they have.
You know the band, the Electric Avenue.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Is it gonna have the little cool guy with the glasses and the mustache and? Is he
Dr. Teeth? Baby.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth. Oh God, it's like I kind of want to see this now. I love when they're more mature. And instead of being like very kiddish like they were before,
the Muppets, The Office, you like that one?
Yeah, I don't. I feel bad it got canceled.
That was so hilarious.
I feel bad it got canceled. So I love them in that, and I think that because kids don't really know. I mean, if they know it, it's barely from Sesame Street, but they don't know these Muppets. And the audience that they want to watch the show needs something more grown up. So just keep it being more grown up.
I would say so too. All right, so you got National Treasure.
National Treasure, like the Nicolas Cage movie?
Yep, but it's not Nicolas Cage. That will come out in December.
Why do I need to see that movie done again?
Exactly. The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder.
The Proud Family?
Yeah, do you remember the Proud Family from Disney? The old cartoon? Never mind. All right. The Santa Clauses.
I did see. I was kind of interested in that one. I'm trying to figure out who's the other Santa Claus.
And another series for Zootopia.
Oh, okay.
And last but not least, the Hip Hop Nutcracker. Run DMC's Reverend Run brings us along for a hip hop reimagining of the Nutcracker Ballet set in New York City.
Don't do this. Cancel this project. Don't do this.
Oh man,
it's gonna be embarrassing for you guys when nobody watches it. It's gonna be embarrassing for me as a Black person. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm gonna see clips and there's gonna be a shitload of memes about it, talking about how bad it is, and all I'm gonna be like,
it's Christmas in Hollis.
It's Christmas time, man. Hollis, Queens.
Terrence, take us home.
Oh God, I'll never do that song again. But yeah, so if everybody could do me a favor and email Disney and tell them not to do this hip hop Christmas thing, please do it. Let's get a little thing going. What's that? The virtual, the electronic petitions that they send out, or like, would you like to electronically sign this to start a petition to get something in it? Let's go ahead and do that, guys.
Oh, the Kickstarter?
Yeah, no, not even the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
It's like they start petitions about everything. So just let's start a petition about how we don't want this to be done, and also too how we would like them to make Andor like 3 episodes. But also too, tell us what you guys took away from D23. I know this was kind of a long episode because we tried to cover everything, and then D23 was like a few days long. We tried to squeeze it into one show, which this may not be one show. But if you were brought here by this, make sure you subscribe so that we're aware of all the other things that we do on the channel, because we talk about a lot of other things besides just trailers. But make sure you subscribe and find out about them.
All right.
I feel like I talked too much on that.
All right. For Aspen, Art, and Carlo, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
I will see you next time.
Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch the show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something, because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.